All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm here with another Sunday watch list. I know it's a little bit late, but I'm gonna cover some of the setups that I'm gonna be watching for this week. For the most part, I am starting to notice that all these red lines that I have here are just levels that we continue to get rejected off of. We have this 413 level that we do get rejected multiple times off of here on SPY, and 415. We do break 415. It's gonna be 416 to 418 really. Those are the levels we are struggling to break. You can see they go back all the way from back here as well. So those are going to be the main levels I pay attention to for rejections. I really don't want to go long until we get above those levels. Um, this 409 level is going to correlate with SPX 4100. So I really want to see a break and hold below that for a move down to 408 and 406, potentially 404. This is kind of looking like we're starting to form a head and shoulders, right? I've been saying this since last week, and it is starting to form. And we even have a head and shoulders right here that looks like starting to form, right? So I really want to see a break of that 409 level to see if we do go lower. That is going to be one of my main watches for the upside. Like I said, I'm not too interested unless we finally get a clean break and hold above this. I just want to see us show strength. We've been in this range for a while. So that's gonna be my main watch on SPY. Nothing too interesting on SPY so far, right? Just ranging. So I want to see that 409 level. We'll move down into these levels down here. Let's see, the daily candles do look a little bit better, right? If we do get above this structure up here. Weekly candles, we want to see really big range, right? These two previous weekly candles were really bullish. So for me to be bearish, we need to be below 404, right? I'm not bearish until we get below 404, but we are holding those two previous weekly candles. And like I said, we're in between it. So we want to see either above or below. So go to Qs real quick now. Qs is getting interesting as well, right? You guys could see that this 322 was previous resistance here, and resistance here, right? We're coming back down to it and we're going to test it as support. And we are kind of like forming a rising wedge into it, right? But Qs is getting super close into a level of supply. As you guys can see from back here, this is a big level of supply. Every time we come up here, we do get rejected. So we're not fully there yet, but this 330 area is a level to pay attention to for rejections. You guys can see we get rejected there multiple times. And it's like we're forming a rising wedge going into it, right? So that's a big watch for me. I want to see us back below this 322, 324 area because that is the area of demand in a sense. We are holding that. We are holding this trend here. And then we have another trend line here on this 320, 319 area. So below 319, that's when shorts can be open for the right? Shorts can be valid. 319 is a big level as well. So we want to see that 319 from move down to 317. And then these levels down here could potentially be bounce levels. So I have them highlighted in green. We also have a bearish divergence. A bearish divergence is when we form a higher high on the stock, and then we form a lower high on the MACD, which I believe we are doing here. So you guys can see, right? Higher high on the stock, lower high on the RSI. So that is a bearish divergence. That is a sign of a reversal. And we are approaching key levels. So, I don't want to be biased or nothing, but we are starting to come to these massive areas of supplies. There's two scenarios we get rejected. And who knows if we get rejected aggressively or not, right? We could get a reject off there, could catch a nice play, but it just depends how aggressively we reject a bit to see if we really are going to sell off or not. Let's go over some individual names now, right? Apple. You have to go to smaller time frames here on Apple. You guys can see that we are failing to break this 174 level. We get rejected once, twice, like multiple times off this area, right? And we're holding this 171 area. So we're ranging between these two levels. So multiple scenarios here as well, right? We can either hold this 171, break 174 for move back up into these levels, or if we break 171, then that gives us room back down to those levels. And I will always wait for a break and retest, but Apple is on top watch if we get either a break out of either direction. If we go to the weekly, we do have a neutral doji candle here, which is a sign of a reversal as well. So we want to pay attention to what Apple does. This is going to give us some insight. All right, let's go to Amazon. Amazon started slowing down. Microsoft back under supply, fell to break above that 315 supply. Couple individual names are looking weak, like Nvidia. AMD is looking weak, and we just got rejected off that 100 supply. Meta is bear flagging, and we have a huge gap fill to the downside below 229. So keep an eye on that as well if things do get weak. Google is the strongest name in the market as of right now, right? We have this 4-hour and hourly bull flag. We are probably getting exhausted. This is the only thing that's holding us up at this point. If this does start to pull back, I do see us pulling back a lot more, but we are approaching that 119 area of resistance. So we gotta see how that plays out. Tesla is a name that is getting weak, right? This 167, 166 area was holding, right? We were holding. Here we are again. We want to see if we hold here. If not, wait for a break and retest below and use 166 as a rejection point for a move down into 162. We could also potentially, if this level does end up holding, this could still form like a head and shoulders. Right? We have a left shoulder, head, and if we come back and form a right shoulder here, that's also a scenario. But yeah, Tesla's looking weak. This is going to be a name to pay attention to if things do get weak for a move down to 162 below 166. Other than that, that's going to be like my main setups I'm watching for the week. Apple, Tesla, Google. If we do show strength, Google's going to be on watch. SPY mid-ranging, not too interested as of right now. We do have a couple of, I believe this week is OPEX, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Jerome Powell speaks on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check on the other calendar, but or is that next week? I gotta double check. But yeah, and other than that, I know it's a little bit late for Sunday watch list. I'm pretty busy this weekend, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's see. Hopefully, we get some clean price action this week. Be risk off around Thursday, Friday. Since it is OPEX week. Other than that, hope you guys have a great trading week, and I hope you guys got some value off this.